Okay, my name is Rolly Delgado with LegalLegLocks.com, and we're just kind of doing some training with my buddy David here in Ireland, and we're talking about knee bars. And so it's kind of breaking down a really common situation that happens with when you get a knee bar on somebody and they don't tap. So just lay down here. Kind of lay your head this way and your legs that way. So this, the situation is I end up in this knee bar first. I always try to make sure that I lay to the guy. A lot of guys will fall right to the leg, but what happens when they go for the knee bar is the guy's able to get his foot into the butt and pry out, okay? So you kind of saw that when Sakuraba and Hoist fought the first time. Was able to relieve the pressure. So, first things first, I want to fall as close to him as reasonably possible to get the knee bar. That way he can't get his foot in there. Now, as I go for the knee bar, I'm like, a lot of guys will pull the leg all the way to their chest, but what I want to do is, I want the momentum when I'm attacking the leg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling the leg to my chest, and at the same time, I'm going to bring myself to it, and I'm going to cross my ankles and stretch my legs away. So I kind of have the momentum of my whole body hitting the knee at the same time. Okay, so I want to pull this shin to my chest. As I do that, and I'll meet it halfway, I'm going to be putting my hips in, and I'm going to pinch my knees and stretch my legs out, kind of sambo style here, and get the tap. It's a really strong knee bar, and that's like the first way that I attack the leg. But you've seen it in matches. There's times you'll be here, and you'll be stretched out, and the guy's uncomfortable, but for some reason he doesn't tap, Or maybe I went for the knee bar and his leg was bent, so I had to really battle it straight, but it was really stagnant. And then now I don't have much momentum, and I'm giving it as much power as I have, say for 3 seconds, and the guy doesn't tap. Okay, so at this point, I feel myself getting weaker. So if I just stay on the leg, it's just getting weaker. If he hasn't tapped already, he's not gonna. So the question is, what do I do now when I get a knee bar and the guy hasn't tapped? Because the reality is I didn't have enough power to break the knee. If I had enough power to break his knee, then it wouldn't matter how tough he is. But the situation is, I just haven't been able to generate enough power to break the knee. He hasn't tapped. So now you're in a situation in a match where, yeah, you're going to get an advantage and you put on a good knee bar, but for whatever reason the guy hasn't tapped. What do I do now? What's the next transition? And what I was talking to Dave about, we made a video before this, but I had way too many curse words in it, and it was kind of messy. So what I do, we're sharing with you guys now, is as I'm here, I'm like, man, he hasn't tapped. I'm going to go back to the leg. I'm going to put my foot, the top foot, in the middle of his butt, and then the bottom foot behind it. See, what happens now is I'm driving off his hips, all right, instead of his quad. I'm driving off of his hips here. I'm driving off of his butt. Look at how much more body arch I have here. I'm going to tap him, but look. I have my hips that far, and all the weight that I can deadlift, I'm going to be able to really put some torque on that leg. So the adjustment is really good, putting your feet and going to the butt instead of stretching away. So people will ask, well, why don't I do that right away? Well, as I'm catching the knee bar, I don't want that extra transition with my feet, all right? I want my legs pinched right away as quick as possible. At least 9 times out of 10, this is going to get me to tap right here, just by pinching my knees and stretching away. So I'm just playing the odds. It's just math. This is going to work most often. If I go right to this, I'm going to lose it sometimes in the transition when he opens my knee. So that's why I go here first. But just like I teach a lot of my seminars and a lot of my students, if you go after a guy's ankle and in the transition they get away, but you popped it, don't think oh man, he's not going to tap. Go back to that same ankle, because now his ankle's sore, and when you go back that second time, he knows you popped it the first time. He's actually more likely to tap the second time. So that's true here as well. When I'm in on this knee and he's not tapping, but I know I've stretched it a bit, rather than just let it go and scramble to the top or chain back to a toe hold, rather than do that, I'm going to stretch it. It doesn't work. I'm going to put one foot on his butt, the other foot here, and then as I push my hips in, I'm pinching and driving off of his butt. And then again, you look at how much body arch I have, and then I'll get that knee bar 99.9% of the time in that situation. So that'll help some of you leg lockers out there. I appreciate your support, and please like LegalLegLocks.com or the Facebook page, Legal Leg Locks. Thanks so much.